Well, it's summertime here, and that means cooler time. A lot of people are putting beverages in coolers, and sometimes you want to put a sandwich in there, and then the ice melts and the sandwich gets kind of wet. Sometimes you just want to put a few beverages in your cooler. Sometimes you only need a half a cooler, and today we're going to make a divider for that. Got a couple pieces of Lexan here. This is nice because it's waterproof. It's easy to cut, drill, and tap, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take these two pieces, cut them down in a size that will fit in a cooler, and add 2 bolts, and that will hold it in place. So I took some measurements, and the first thing we got to do is go over to the table saw. So the cooler is 10 inches deep, and this piece here is 9 1/4. So I'm going to make both pieces 9 1/4 deep. From the fence to the hole is 5 1/4. So I'm just going to make this piece 9 1/4 by 5 1/4. What I want to do is cut off this circle. You can see right where I cut the first piece. I'm using the first piece to set up my fence at 9 1/4. That comes out perfect for our height, and this one we'll have to cut to the width. Now we'll cut this one to 8 1/4. So 8 1/4 was a little bit too wide, so we're going to go 8 1/8. We can see both pieces fit. So this piece of Lexan is thicker, it's 3/8. We're going to drill and tap 2 holes, 10/24, about 1 inch deep. Quite a few years ago I made this fixture, and this is for drilling on the edge of Lexan. The drill bushing is centered for 3/8 Lexan. So I have the fixture flush with the part, and now we just drill it. Now we just slide the fixture to the opposite end, get it flush, clamp it, and drill a second hole. You can see both holes are drilled. Next we tap. The hardest part of this project is tapping this hole straight. So we move the drill bushing and we put a custom bushing in there for our tap. The fun part about tapping Lexan, you can see it actually is tapping. And then tap the second hole. First, I found a center line on this piece of Lexan, using the drill fixture upside down to hold a transfer punch. Both holes punched. I'll drill a clearance hole. Off camera, I drilled 2 holes, 3/16 for clearance. Let's assemble it. Button head cap screws. That way, the button head doesn't have any sharp edges. You can see way in the bottom of the drain plug is a temperature probe. If you watched my last video, I installed a thermometer on this cooler. And this piece is going to hit there. So what I got to do is cut a 45 on here. Holes here in 3 places, and that's so I can hang it on a nail in the garage. Before I assembled it, I rounded all the corners off and chamfered all the edges. I used stainless steel screws so it won't rust. Let's put it in a cooler and see how it fits. I think it's gonna work out just fine. On this side over here, I can have my ice and beverages, and this is just a spacer, so I don't have to use as much ice. Or if I want to take sandwiches with me, I cut up a pool noodle and I'll stick that in there. You put the sandwiches on top of the noodle, and that way when the ice melts, the noodle will float and keep your sandwiches dry. So this is MKE Gadgets. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Adding a divider to a Yeti cooler, and this will apply to any cooler. I've seen other people on YouTube, they use cutting boards. I didn't have any cutting boards. All I had was a scrap Lexan and 2 screws. This is my 3rd video with Yeti coolers. The first one, I added a bottle opener on a retractable cord. On my 2nd video, I added a digital thermometer. And today in the 3rd video, we added a divider. I hope you found this interesting. Put down in the comments if you make one. Thank you for viewing. Please share this with your friends. And don't forget to hit the subscribe bell. See you tomorrow.